Hi, I'm Amanda from I Am Baker, and I want to show you a couple fun designs that you can do using a 104 tip. This is a pretty basic tip. You can buy this tip in most grocery stores. It just looks like a teardrop. There's a small end and a bigger end in the shape of a teardrop. And there's a lot of fun things you can do with it, and there's also a few classic designs. I'll show you a classic one first, and that is a basic rose. So I hold my 104 tip with the smallest point at the top and the larger opening at the bottom. And then I start at the bottom of a frosting glob in the center of my cupcake, and then I do an upside down U. So if you can imagine what a U looks like upside down, I do that around and around. And I keep doing that around the entire cupcake. And then it really depends on how you want it to look. You can apply a little pressure, you can apply a lot of pressure. Typically, the more pressure you apply and the slower you go, the more frill you're going to get to your rose petal leaf. So once I get kind of a nice buildup of frosting, I start to kind of tilt my bag out and away from the rose that I have. And this starts to help our rose bloom. It's so sweet. And I keep doing that same upside down U motion, but I start making bigger U's going around. And then I'm gonna kind of come in at the bottom and clean up any of my little messy endings that I might have left there. We just wanna see if we can make our rose as pretty as possible. And that looks good to me. But no rose is complete without a little green leaf. So I just have a really tiny leaf tip in here. And I'm gonna add a few leaves around the base. And then when I set this down, you'll really know what it is, right? Another good tip for this is to have a rotating cake stand that you can just move. But if you can move your hand fast enough, you should be okay. So all I do is I have my tip kind of facing flat, and I start applying pressure, and I want to just move my cupcake around. And that's it. I'm just kidding. But that's our first layer for that. Now I'm gonna come in and do the exact same thing, only I'm going to move in slightly in our cupcake. And you can see we're kind of starting to build up some type of floral beauty here. I don't know if there's a specific name for this flower, but it's gonna taste delicious, so that's what matters. Once you get towards the center, you kind of wanna release quickly, so I'm just gonna kind of wiggle my hand around and then release. You can also add some leaves around the base of this one too, just in case. And whenever I'm adding leaves, frosting, flowers to my buttercream decorations, I like to do odd numbers. It's just more visually pleasing to the eye if I have 5 leaves versus 4. I'm not even sure what to call this one either, but I'm holding my bag completely opposite as I did before with the big part of the teardrop at the top. And I'm just going to apply pressure and then pull down, and pressure and down. And this technique works well if you want to do a sunflower, if you happen to have some yellow frosting on hand, or if you just want to get creative and practice your piping skills. This is a really great flower to do because it really helps you to learn how to control your pressure and how to turn, using both sides of your brain, turning at one hand, applying pressure, and moving with the other hand. So I love this design, but I don't want to leave it just like this. I think it'd be fun to add another layer going around. And you don't need quite as many. Maybe I'll do 4 on that. And that's it. Final design is probably one that you've seen before. And I'm going to start with my tip in the center of my cupcake, and then I'm going to rock my wrist up and back. And that's it. So I'm going to rock my wrist up and back, and I've created a petal. And you just kind of do that around the entire base of your cupcake. And oh, it's just this gorgeous frilly petal, and it's even got these like indentations of a true beautiful petal on a flower, and you don't have to do anything. So I hope you'll try some of these techniques. Let me know if you do. If you want more tips and tricks and you want my perfect buttercream recipe, head on over to iambaker.net.